Asking ChatGPT to write a song about a robot who wants to understand, like, human emotions. It's a surefire way to make you question everything you thought you knew about creativity, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's like the lyrics were good, catchy even,
Yeah.
but there was this like weird disconnect between the words and, well, the feeling behind them, and it really got me thinking, could AI ever really get what it means to be human? Like really feel it? It's a question a lot of you have been grappling with based on, well, the mountain of chat GPT and AI info you've sent us.
Yeah, and it's a question that goes straight to the heart of this deep dive. What happens when AI enters the scene? Yeah. Because we're talking about a technology that's evolving crazy fast, warp speed, really. And with that comes a lot of excitement, a lot of questions. And honestly, for some people, a healthy dose of fear, right?
Absolutely. Not shying away from any of it. So think of this deep dive as your crash course on all things ChatGPT, but like way more interesting than your average computer science lecture. We'll break down the technical stuff, explore those big what-if questions, and by the end, you'll have a much clearer picture of what this whole AI revolution actually means for you. No need to update your resume just yet, but definitely keep listening.
What's really crucial right now is building that AI literacy. It's like back in the day when knowing how to use a computer, it went from being this like specialized skill to just a basic necessity. That's where we're headed with AI, and understanding ChatGPT is a great place to start, I think.
Okay, so let's do it. First things first. What exactly is ChatGPT? I tried explaining it to my grandmother the other day, and let's just say I ended up more confused than she was. It's more than just a fancy chatbot, right?
Right, right. It's easy to think of it as this like magical box that just spits out answers. But what's really fascinating is how it actually works.
Hmm.
ChatGPT is a type of language model, specifically a generative pre-trained transformer, or GPT for short.
Okay, that explains the name, but help us break it down. What does all that even mean?
So imagine feeding a computer program a massive library of books, articles, basically like the entire internet. That's the pre-training part, right?
Oh.
It's learning all the patterns of human language, how words relate to each other, how we structure sentences, stories, everything.
So when I told ChatGPT to write me a poem in Shakespeare's style, is that what it was? Like pulling from that massive data set to mimic his style?
Exactly. It's not just copying and pasting, though. It's analyzing all those patterns, those relationships between words, to generate something new. That's the generative part.
Okay, that makes sense. But then how does it know what I'm asking? Does it actually like understand the meaning? Or is it just really good at playing connect the dots with words?
That's the million-dollar question. And it brings us to one of the biggest misconceptions about AI sentience. ChatGPT doesn't actually understand the way humans do. It doesn't have feelings, opinions, or that sense of self-awareness we associate with consciousness.
So more like a really advanced parrot than a potential best friend?
In a way, yeah, it can mimic, it can adapt, but it's not experiencing the world the way we are. And that's a crucial distinction to keep in mind as we explore both its capabilities and its limitations. It's a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for human understanding and judgment, at least not yet.
Okay, so no need to panic about a robot uprising just yet. But this whole idea of AI not like truly understanding things, it makes you wonder about the stuff ChatGPT can do, which, let me tell you, it's a lot based on what we're seeing in these sources.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where things get really, really interesting, right? We've talked about its limitations, but it's important to acknowledge just how powerful this technology is. It's like having a whole team of experts at your fingertips, each with their own like specific set of skills.
Okay, I like where this is going. It's like having, what, a personal assistant, a creative director, and a research librarian all rolled into one.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't have to pay them overtime or anything. Think about it. Need help writing a blog post? ChatGPT can help you structure your thoughts, even adapt to different writing styles.
So no more staring at a blank page, wishing I was better with words. That's a win in my book.
Or let's say you're, stuck on a coding problem. ChatGPT can analyze code, identify errors, and even suggest solutions. It's pretty wild.
Hold on, I can code too. I'm starting to feel like I need to step up my game here.
And this is just, scratching the surface. We're talking brainstorming business ideas, translating languages, generating marketing copy, even composing music. The possibilities are truly, it's mind-boggling.
Okay, you're right. Mind-boggling is a good word for it. But this is where that whole tool versus challenge thing comes back, right? Because on the one hand, it's like, wow, imagine the potential. But on the other, it's easy to get, swept up in those robots are taking over anxiety.
Absolutely. And it's a conversation we need to be having. Because here's the thing, AI isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's only going to become more sophisticated, more like integrated into our lives.
So instead of trying to outrun the robots, we need to figure out how to, like, run alongside them, right? But how do we do that without, totally freaking out?
It starts with understanding, with being informed. And honestly, that's what this whole deep dive is about. Because once you understand the capabilities and limitations of AI, then you could start to see the opportunities, not just the threats, right?
Okay, I like that. Focusing on the opportunities. So where should we start? What are some of the ways AI is already being used to, make the world a better place?
Well, one area where AI is showing incredible promise is in tackling climate change. We're talking analyzing massive data sets of weather patterns, deforestation rates, even predicting like future scenarios with way more accuracy than traditional models ever could.
So instead of just like reacting to climate disasters, we could potentially prevent them. That's huge.
Exactly. It's about using AI's processing power to actually understand the complexities of our planet. And then, find solutions that are both effective and sustainable. And it's not just about climate change either. AI is being used to develop personalized education tools, create more inclusive financial systems, even like accelerate medical research. It's amazing.
Okay, so maybe this whole AI revolution isn't so bad after all. But what about those job displacement anxieties? That's something a lot of people are like genuinely worried about, and understandably so.
Right. And is a totally valid concern. But here's the thing. AI is more likely to transform jobs, not just, eliminate them. Think about it like this. When ATMs were first introduced, everyone thought, oh, bank tellers are going to be out of a job. But instead, it actually freed them up to focus on, more complex tasks like providing better customer service.
So instead of fearing AI as this like job stealing monster, we should be thinking about how it can enhance our capabilities, right? Kind of like AI as a really smart coworker, not a replacement.
Exactly. And just like with any new technology, there's going to be like a period of adjustment as we figure out how to best integrate it into our workplaces.
Yeah.
But the key takeaway here is that AI has the potential to create new jobs, new industries even, stuff that we haven't even imagined yet.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. But what about those deeper, almost like existential questions our listeners sent in? Like, could AI ever actually become sentient?
All right.
Really is the big one, isn't it? Like, can something that can, I don't know, write a sonnet, compose a symphony, and beat you at chess, can it also experience the world the way we do? Have those feelings?
Well, it's a question that's been fueling, science fiction for decades, but now it's bumping up against like actual reality.
Yeah.
And most of our sources seem to agree on this one. We're a long way off from AI that can, actually feel emotions, have those subjective experiences, or, sit around pondering the meaning of life.
So no robot philosophers just yet. That's a relief. But how can we be sure though? Like, what's the thing, the defining factor? What separates our human experience from what's happening inside ChatGPT is, I don't know, what would you even call it? Its brain.
Well, that's the million-dollar question, right? What is consciousness? We know we experience it, but can we even define it? Like in a way that makes sense for, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Some experts think it might just like emerge on its own.
Yeah.
From systems that are complex enough.
Yeah.
Others argue that no, human consciousness is just like fundamentally different, that it's rooted in our biology, our evolution, how we interact with the world.
So like the difference between, I don't know, reading a recipe and actually tasting the food. ChatGPT can process all the information about emotions, but can it actually feel them?
That's a great way to put it. And it gets to the heart of another big question our listener sent in, which is, what about creativity? If AI can produce, art, music, poetry, does that mean it's capable of like genuine creative expression?
Right, right. Because I was looking at some AI generated artwork earlier, and honestly, some of it was stunning, technically brilliant, visually interesting. But there was this like nagging thought in the back of my mind. Yeah, but a computer did that.
It's that disconnect, isn't it, where we're struggling to reconcile the artistry we're seeing with the source of it.
Yeah.
And it raises some, fascinating questions about what we actually value in art. Is it the technical skill, the originality of the idea, or is it that emotional resonance, that human touch?
Which brings us back to that question our listener posed at the very beginning. Will AI be humanity's greatest tool or its biggest challenge? It feels like we've been like circling around that this whole time, exploring all these different, facets of it.
And maybe there just isn't a simple answer. Maybe it's both. A tool with like incredible potential to solve problems,
Yeah.
enhance our own capabilities,
Uh,
push the boundaries of what humans can do creatively, but also a challenge,
mhm.
right? One that forces us to confront some uncomfortable questions about ourselves,
Yeah.
about what it actually means to be human in this increasingly automated world.
It's like we're holding up a mirror to our own humanity, trying to figure out where AI fits in, you know?
And that right there, I think that's the most important takeaway from our deep dives today. We don't have all the answers, not even close.
Yeah.
But by engaging with these questions, by staying, curious, informed, we can help shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of us, all of humanity. It's a continuous journey, this discovery, and honestly, it's a pretty exciting time to be alive.
Absolutely. It's like we're at the very beginning of a whole new chapter and the story's still being written. So to our listeners out there, keep asking those big questions, keep exploring, keep diving deep into this ever-evolving world of AI. Who knows what amazing discoveries are just around the corner, right? That's it for our deep dive today. Until next time, keep those curious minds churning.